Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another recap of Zatima season 4, episode 2, Spring Forward. Oh my gosh, this is so good to see them back on the screen. Oh, I couldn't contain my excitement watching this episode. It was just so beautiful to see. Oh, I missed them. Oh my god, I missed them so bad. So let's get into it. So Fatima is back at the hospital. It's now what? They flash forward 4 months ahead. So they're down in the living room putting up some pictures and well, not even the living room. They upstairs in their room putting up pictures of how they first got together. And it was just so cute. The picture was definitely crooked. So Fatima's telling Zach to like move it to center it to the left a little. He's like, I did. And she walks up to check and she was like, yeah, it's perfect now. So after that, she tells him to take out the trash and he was like, I will. It's Saturday. He wants to relax. And she was like, yeah, take out the trash. And she was like, the smell of it is making me vomit. He was like, everything makes you vomit. And it's just like, he was like, you know what makes me vomit? Your hair in the sink. It's like I gotta clean the drains out every other week. It's like taking a shower in the bath at the same time. And she was like, you know what's nasty? Your hair in the shower and sink. He was like, how? I have a low fade. She was like, your manscape. So I guess he be shaving down there to make sure it looked perfect. And he was like, yeah, that's nasty. And it was like, yeah. So take the daggone trash out. So she also wants him to do the crib. And he was like, I will get to it. And she was like, when the baby's born? So he had a little tantrum. You know how them 5 year olds get the tantrum? So he had his shirt in his hand. And he was like, he threw it on the floor. She turned around and was like, pick that up. Pick that up. He picked it up. He was like, she walked away. Because, like, it's too much. So he eventually took the trash out. And then he went to go try to do the crib, and she comes back. Ooh, ooh, sorry guys. She comes back from I guess using the bathroom, whatever. And he was like looking at the directions, and she was like, "Yeah, I told you to get the white woman." He was like, "Yeah, that baby head could easily slip through one of them cracks. It look like a baby penitentiary. I'm good on this." So he was like, "Or I can get somebody to do it." She was like, "Or you can get somebody to hire somebody." He was like, "For what? I'm gonna figure it out." It's like one of them little rocking baths and that thingies that looks cute. One of them high tech ones. So to each his own. They babies ain't gonna stay in them joints for so long anyway. So I kind of see why he didn't get the crib. It is what it is. As black parents, cribs are not for black people, black babies. Okay, I'm just saying from experience, yeah, they don't last long. Cause after a while, the baby be like, "I'll see with my mama," and that's just what it is. Okay. So after that, that was done. By this time, Zach done went downstairs. Well, there was a doorbell. So the doorbell rang. So Fatima slowly went downstairs to open the door, and the guy's knocking, ringing the doorbell. She opened. He was like, Zachary Taylor, Zachary Taylor, Zachary. Obviously, you could tell Daga, well, he's not no she's not no Zachary Taylor. Next, thing you know, Zach is already downstairs, and he was like, "It's for me." Comes up to the door. He was like, "You've been served." So they close the door. Come to find out, Fatima opens and reads it. He's being sued by Michael's great aunt. So it's like, where the heck was this aunt at when he was dealing with all them issues with Heather? Like, come on now, make it make sense. So now that's something else they got to worry about. Fatima's like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I got you. We're going to figure this out together. By this time, Zach done sat down on the couch to reflect on his thoughts. And Fatima comes back downstairs with her yoga stuff, and she goes to sit on the couch with him. And she was like, he helps her sit on the couch, and she was like, "What's up with you?" And he was like, "I'm cool. I'm just chilling. Seems like you're depressed." She was like, "No, I'm just chilling." And then he was like, "Ooh, oh, sorry guys." He was like, "Well, I'm kind of like in my feelings right now, just thinking, I am kind of upset because now I got to deal with this custody issue. And she was like, "Listen, babe, we're good, and we're gonna figure this out." And for some reason, they find a way to make a moment about themselves, which is so cute. I just love that for them because it's so refreshing to see them in their beautiful light together, opposed to how they are on their other show. It is just like you just love them hard, just watching them together on the screen with that energy and that chemistry is just a beautiful thing. So eventually, she calmed him down, and he was like, "That's cool. I enjoyed that." But she was like, "This, I'm about to get ready to go to yoga." He ends up helping her back up off the couch, and she leaves. By this time, he's gonna go do some more chores. Cause I guess they're supposed to be having like a dinner date or something at their house, so they're gonna do that. By this time, Angela, she's in her house getting ready to go do yoga, but she ends up making lunch for the. She ended up getting a phone call. Happens to be Sean. So she basically was aggravated with Sean that he wasn't putting his best foot effort with her, and so he come to find out, asked her out on a date for next week, and he's going to pick the place. And she was like, "Cool, we can do that," and that's cool. Hung up. By this time, it happens to be Bryce. Bryce is looking good. I'm liking the little goatee effect. Okay, go ahead, Bryce. So he basically comes in the house and shows her that he had help with his little tech crime friends at the cyber unit, and he was able to help get all her pictures and stuff taken down off the website wherever they were posted. Because if it wasn't for him, she wouldn't have been in that situation anyway. So that was cool. She even offered to let him stay for lunch. He was thinking otherwise, but she was like, "No, just to eat the food." Cause you know how he get down and leave. He was thinking about getting his spend the night back. Girl, boy, it ain't even that serious. She said to eat food. She ain't say eat her. Like, okay, but we see how you get down though, right? So eventually that was that. Angela makes it to yoga. Fatima makes it to yoga. They have a little kiki session. And then it's the way they was wording stuff right. Angela was like, Bryce came over to show me something big, and Fatima was like, TMI, not that type of big, but she told her that Bryce took all the videos and stuff down through his help with his cyber tech friends. She's like, oh, that's good. And then Fatima sat down. Then they started talking about the baby, how the kicks, and then Angela started talking about how the baby gonna have Zach watermelon head, and then she's talking about how Fatima also let Angela know that Zach is being sued by the great aunt. And then there was like, well, maybe it's hereditary and stuff like that. I was like, girl, please just stop. And then, Angela was like, some people don't want to fight. Well, most women don't want to fight for stuff like that because it's like they want their man to themselves. They ain't got to worry about the child support, extra child support payment, the baby mama drama. So it's like, I see both sides of the picture, but at the same time, y'all gonna figure it out. And then eventually they end up doing yoga or whatever the case might be. I always end up skipping the part, but yeah, Deja and Fatima got into it while she was leaving to head to yoga, and it was like Deja with these fat jokes, talk about she big and pleasantly plump. When you're pregnant, that's the last thing anybody needs to tell you that you're big. Those are fighting words right there. So I can see why Fatima wanted to get active with Deja and want to smash her head and talk about, girl, get your butt in the house. Like, you doing too much. By this time, Zach is looking through paperwork or whatever. Okay, guys. So I always leave out a part. It never fails. Meanwhile, I think around this time, Connie, she's meeting with Dr. Chantis about her chemo treatments. Come to find out, she missed a couple of ones because there was nobody to help her with her kids. Basically, he's telling her you can't afford to miss no appointments. They also upped her dosage on her chemical balance because her cancer is spreading. So they want to give her a more rigorous regimen to help, cure what she got going on. So he was like, listen, you need your village, your support team. You worry about getting to your meetings and you need to have your village help you take care of your kids. Basically what he's saying. Find somebody to watch your kids and come to your treatments. in other words, I understand she can't have kids at the hospital with her, but they should have like a little wing for kids to sit while their parents go through their treatments. Because you can tell she's doing it by herself. So after that, um, Dr. Chances left. She basically sit there thinking like, who could she really call to help her? So in the midst of doing that, while Zach is looking at his paperwork, Connie calls him, and he was like, "Hey, what's up?" She was like, "Hey, how you doing? I just called you because I haven't spoke to you in a minute." And he was like, "Hey, you sound weird." He's like, "I'm fine. I just called because I haven't talked to you in a minute." It's like she wants to ask him to help her with her kids, but at the same time, it's a lot. It is a lot on her. It's a lot on him. What he got going on, and it's just like, dang. So eventually, Preston comes into interrupts their conversation. So he ended up taking it to Preston, and she ends up letting her call go. Meanwhile, Tony is at the job, and he's like pacing around all antsy, and he ends up looking through this money he has just to come in. I always forget his name. But his friend that he owns a store with, he basically was like, "What's behind your back?" He's like, "I don't have nothing behind my back. I don't have nothing behind my back. What's behind my back?" Mind you, you can see in the mirror that he got something behind his back. So he's like, "What's behind your back?" He ended up taking like, "What's the money? Where are you getting this money from? You skimming it from the job?" He was like, "No, I'm not taking it from the shop. This is my money. I'm doing something on the side. Like it's not that." And he ends up leaving. So he ends up going back to his neighborhood, and I assumed he was going to give the money to Connie, and he knocked on the door and he left. As he leaves, some lady opens the door, some old lady, and she looks around like, "What's all this white cash?" I think Tony is feeling guilty. Y'all remember in last season when that shot went off at the shop? He shot that guy. So maybe to make things right, he basically sending money to, I guess, his mom or his grandmom to help fix the situation or pay for the funeral. Because even when after supposedly Fatima got shot at, they went to the hospital. He made that comment about having killed somebody on your conscience. He was talking about himself. He shot that guy, and ain't nobody knew what happened. Like, because at first thought Tony had got shot. No, it was the other way around. I don't think nobody know that. Not even his friends know what was really going on. Yep. Yeah, I just had to add that in because I always end up forgetting something, and I gotta remember. It comes back to me after the fact. But yeah, yeah. Preston calls him, lets him know that he just wanted him to come through to check out the new office. Also, that um he's supposed to be making gumbo for their dinner session that they're supposed to have tonight. Ooh, well, I don't know what's with this yawning, but anyways, so Zach was like, "You know how to make gumbo, or is your mom making that? I can make it. That cool." But I let Fatima know that. Also he wanted to ask Preston, do he know any custody lawyers? He was like, "Actually, I do. It's my ex." He was like, "All right, cool, but I'm gonna just handle this on my own. But good looks for that, though." He was like, "All right, cool." By this time, Fatima makes it back home from yoga, and Zach is at the table. He helps. He asks if he wanted to sit down. She went down. She was like, "No, I'm about to go upstairs to take a nap, and hopefully the baby let me too because just kept kicking her butt, just keep kicking her butt." I hope they have a girl. It's just giving that because her stomach is not sitting low yet, and she looks about 6 or 7 months. So she's right, basically right on the ball to be giving birth. So I can see, yeah, she's probably like 6 or 7 months, which is perfect. The baby about to be born. Ah, yes, I can't wait to see the cuteness. Okay, so by this time, Tim was like, I'm gonna try to go upstairs tonight. He was like, you want me to rub your feet while you lay down? She was like, that sounds nice. He was like, so can I rub your booty? She was like, that sounds nicer. And then he was like, can I rub your boy? Can you let me take a nap or what? She was like, I guess you can put me to sleep. Okay, we see how y'all got into that predicament. Okay, Zatima, baby Zatima all the way. Okay, oh my gosh, this was just. I don't know. I just could not stop smiling at my screen, watching them back. I was like, oh, I was like, where had the time went to? But nonetheless, we're here. Okay. So with that being said, hopefully you enjoyed this recap, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.